sharing. لا جناح عليكم إن طلقتم النساء ما لم تمسوهن أو تفرضوا لهن فريضة. There is no blame on you if you divorce your wives whom you have not as yet touched, or you have not fixed for them any bridal money. Marriage has been consummated, but neither they have met together. The husband has not touched the wife up till now. No marriage money, no bridal money has been fixed, no meher has been decided, and the husband is divorcing the wife. It can be done. وَمَتِّعُوهُنَّ, but give something in gift to them when you are divorcing. Although the meher was not settled, the bridal money was not settled, not decided, but if you have divorced her, give something. عَلَى الْمُوسِعِ قَدَرُهُ وَعَلَى الْمُقْتِرِ قَدَرُهُ. On the rich is according to his capacity, on the poor person according to his capacity. They should pay something and give some gifts. Mata'am bil ma'roof, and this should be a fair provision. Haqqan ala al-muhsinin, and this is an obligation on the good doers. وَإِن طَلَّقْتُمُوهُنَّ مِن قَبْلِ أَن تَمَسُّوهُنَّ وَقَدْ فَرَضْتُمْ لَهُنَّ فَرِيضَةً. Now this is another situation. If you want to divorce a wife whom you have not touched up till now, but the bridal money had been settled, now what to do? فَنِصْفُ مَا فَرَضْتُمْ. So now you will have to pay half of what you had decided and settled. إِلَّا يَعْفُونَ, except if they give you something, if they forego something, if they say no, I don't want anything, or يَعْفُوَ الَّذِي بِيَدِهِ عُقْدَةُ النِّكَاحِ, or that person foregoes in whose hand is the tie of the marriage. And that, what does it mean? The husband. The tie of the marriage is in the hand of the husband. He can give divorce whenever he likes. The woman, the wife, cannot give divorce whenever she likes. So the tie, the knot of nikah is in the hand of the husband. So actually it is half that has to be given. But even the wife can say, I don't want to take this half even. Husband can say, no, I want to give full. وَأَن تَعْفُوا, if you forgo, that is, you don't give half but give full. أَقْرَبُ لِلتَّقْوَى, this is nearer to taqwa. وَلَا تَنْسَبُوا الْفَضْلَ بَيْنَكُمْ, do not ignore the superiority between you. You are superior. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you the upper hand. So you should be generous. And you should give her not half but the full dowry. Inna Allah bima ta'amaluna basir. Whatever you are doing, Allah Ta'ala is seeing it. Hafizu ala salawati wa salatul wusta. Guard all of your prayers, and especially the mid prayer, the middest prayer. And there is nearly consensus among the mufassirin that this is Salatul Asr. Wa qumu lillahi qanitin, and keep standing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a very humble way, with humility. فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ, and if you are in fear, for example, if you are going somewhere and you are fearing that enemy is pursuing you and you want to be safe, فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ فَرِجَالًا وَرُكْبَانًا, then you can offer your prayers even walking or riding. If there is no time that you can get down and then you can say the prayer in the usual manner, then when you are walking you can say your prayer. If you are riding over camels or horses, you can say your prayers on that. But if there is danger, if there is khawf, this is called Salatul Khawf. فَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ فَرِجَالًا وَرُكْبَانًا فَإِذَا أَمِنْتُمْ فَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ كَمَا عَلَّمَكُمْ مَا لَمْ تَكُونُوا تَعْلَمُونَ. When you are in peace and security, now you remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as He has taught you. مَا لَمْ تَكُونُوا تَعْلَمُونَ, which you didn't know before. Now, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taught us? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not given the details of the salah, the prayer in the Quran. So this teaching of salah that came to us through the practice of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was taught by Jibreel alayhi salatu wa salam. So actually this method of salah has been taught to us through firstly Jibreel and then Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That is why the Prophet has said, Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli. You should pray just as you see me praying. So we have to copy. There can be differences regarding the traditions. But you know, one thing should be agreed upon by each Muslim if he is a real mu'min. We have to pray just as the Prophet ﷺ used to pray. But now regarding the Sunnah, whether this is proved or not, whether this hadith is more strong and this hadith is less strong, that is actually for the jurists and the fuqaha and the people who are knowledgeable about hadith and Sunnah, they will decide. But the argument would come from the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَالَّذِينَ يَتَوَفَّوْنَ مِنْكُمْ وَيَذَرُونَ أَزْوَاجًا وَصِيَّةً لِأَزْوَاجِهِمْ مَتَاعًا إِلَى الْحَوْلِ غَيْرَ إِخْرَاجٍ. And those of you who die and they leave behind them wives, they should leave a bequest in favor of their wives, that for 1 year they should be provided. You know, actually, we people can't appreciate these problems. Usually, we people belonging to Indo-Pakistan subcontinent especially, we have only one mother. Usually people marry only one wife. So the mother, you know, for the heirs, you know, she is the mother, not the wife of the father only. She is their own mother. So the feelings are different. But perhaps one person has 10 wives. That used to be there in the days of the Jahiliyyah. Even in Islam there could be 4 wives. Now one is the mother. The rest of the 3 are only the wives of your father. For them, you know, there should have been a bequest. There should have been something decided by the person who has died. That for them, there should be a bequest. وَالَّذِينَ يُتَوَفَّوْنَ مِنْكُمْ وَيَذَرُونَ أَزْوَاجًا وَصِيَّةً لِأَزْوَاجِهِمْ مَتَاعًا إِلَى الْحَوْلِ غَيْرَ إِخْرَاجٍ. At least for 1 year they should be provided for food, for their clothing, and they shouldn't be turned out of the houses of the deceased person for at least 1 year. فَإِنْ خَرَجْنَا فَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي مَا فَعَلْنَ فِي أَنفُسِهِنَّ. But if they themselves go out, if they decide to marry, for example, have a new marriage, then it's none of your business to obstruct their way. فَإِنْ خَرَجْنَا فَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي مَا فَعَلْنَ فِي أَنفُسِهِنَّ. Whatever they want to do for themselves, you have no business to stop them. مِن مَعْرُوف, although this should be in the known way, according to the fair manner of the society. Wallahu Azizul Hakim. Allah is Almighty, He is all-wise. وَلِلْمُطَلَّقَاتِ مَتَاعٌ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ حَقًّا عَلَى الْمُتَّقِينَ. In the same way, this was the discussion about the widows. وَالَّذِينَ يُتَوَفَّوْنَ وَلِلْمُطَلَّقَاتِ مَتَاعٌ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. In the same way, for the divorced women also, there should be some provision. And this is a duty on muttaqeen, people who are muttaqeen, who are God-fearing. كَذَلِكَ يُبَيِّنُ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ آيَاتِهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ. In this way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes His ayat clear, His signs clear, so that you can understand, you can follow them in detail and in depth, and so that you can follow them in letter as well as in spirit. This is a lengthy discussion, and most of these issues, because they are not very relevant for us usually. These things are actually abnormal in this society, but you know, these are very important things, and note it. 4 sections, full 4 sections are devoted to these problems. The most important point that you should infer is that in Islamic social system, maximum emphasis has been put on the social family life, the relationship between wife and husband. The main idea is that this family life should be strong. The institution of family should be strong. And because the institution family should be strong, there should be one person at the head, at the top. One should be the head of the family, and that cannot be both. Both wife and husband can't be equal. There must be some inequality. You must have one at the top. You know, you can have a managing director and you can have 20 directors, but you can't have 2 managing directors. There can be 1 chairman, but there can be so many deputy chairmen, and there can only be 1 president. You can have so many deputy presidents, vice presidents. So in the institution of family, the husband has been given the upper hand. He can divorce. The wife cannot divorce. Wife can get divorce from the husband, and it is called khula. And she has to forego certain part of her dower, the bridal money that was paid to her, some part she will have to forego if she wants to get khula from the husband. So this is definitely unequal. Actually, as men, as human beings, men and women are absolutely equal. No difference between them. But when they are wife and husband, they are unequal. Now husband has the upper hand. وَلِلْرِجَالِ عَلَيْهِنَّ دَرَجَةٌ. For men, there is a superiority, a degree of superiority over them. And this will be discussed, as I told you, in Surah Al-Nisa. الرِّجَالُ قَوَّامُونَ عَلَى النِّسَاءِ. That will come more clear and more obvious there in Surah Al-Nisa, inshallah.